Myself and to others that I wouldn't be here today. I wouldn't have the opportunities that I have. I know there's some mom and dads out here in this room right now. I've seen some of you guys out here today. I just want to say a special thank you to you guys for praying for these kids. God has a special plan for each and every one of our lives, and sometimes it doesn't make sense right now what we're going through. But God's timing is always perfect, and He's always got it worked out. And for me, it took a number of years. I grew up in a small town, and I thought the only way I'd get out of this small town is if I got a basketball scholarship and went to college. So growing up, my dreams were not to play music or to be a singer. I thought I was going to play in the NBA one day. And it's kind of funny, I'm a pretty big dude. I don't know if you know, but I took a picture with Tim Tebow yesterday, and my Instagram kind of blew up, and I was like, man, you make Tim Tebow look small. And every time I go out and do these meet and greets, everybody's like, man, you're taller than you look on stage. So I wanted to play in the NBA. I mean, that was my dream. And somewhere along the way, when I was about 10th or 11th grade, I got mixed up with drugs and alcohol, and I started running around with the wrong crowd and making a lot of bad decisions. In my senior year of high school, I lost a Division I scholarship to play basketball in college. I dropped out of high school, I got a GED, and I went to work for my dad's construction company. And I just remember thinking that my life was over. And I had blown the only chance that I was ever going to have to be anything in life. A year later, though, God, He had a plan for my life. He was looking out for me. Even though I wasn't chasing Him, He was constantly pursuing me. I walked on to a junior college in Northwest Arkansas, made the team and got a full scholarship. Unfortunately, the day before my first game of my freshman season, I was going up for a dunk in practice, and I landed on a guy's foot and tore 5 ligaments in my ankle. Ended my basketball career. So my freshman year, I sat on the edge of my bed, and I taught myself how to play my roommate's guitar that he had brought down. I fell in love with music. I fell in love with the idea that I could tell stories and document seasons of my life and where I was at through music and songs. It led me down some dark roads, though, because I started justifying my drug use and my alcohol use with the idea that I wanted to be a rock star. And if this is what I wanted to be, then this was what came along with it. I met my wife when I was about 30 years old. She had 2 small kids, and I was in a southern rock band traveling all over the world, playing music. And I can remember the conversations that we had and the things I knew I needed to change about my life and myself, but I just didn't want to make that change. And in 2012, I left to go to Europe on a tour for an entire month. We had a little boy already at that time, and she was pregnant with our daughter. And I can remember her saying, if you don't make some changes in your life, I'm not going to stick around and support, your lifestyle anymore. And I had this kind of come to Jesus moment where I was like, I know God is real. I believe in Him. I had a head knowledge of who He was my whole life, but I didn't have a relationship with Him in my heart. And I can remember saying this prayer like, God, I know You're real, but I just need You to prove it to me. And I left to go to Europe for a month. And a week into that tour, we were driving 8 hours across Spain one day. And our bus driver was scanning radio stations, and I heard this